Hello, everybody. Now I'm in the port city of Karachi. Now I'm on board of the Shiyan Chinese scientific vessel. This ship docked at Karachi on 20th January, and it will start a joint scientific research with Pakistani science here. And now we can see there is warmly welcome Pakistani scientists, and the Pakistani science already on board on this ship. Now we invited our Chinese chief scientist Lin Jian to tell us about this joint science expedition. Good afternoon, Mr. Lin, and would you please give us a brief introduction about this joint research?
Yes, it's an honorable to be here, and this is for the first time ever. There is a joint expedition in oceanography between the two countries of China and Pakistan. And we are very pleased that we have 8 scientists from Pakistan. They are joining us on this ship. They are going to be with us for 3 weeks. And we will be living together, working together, we'll be eating together. And they will contribute to the science between these two parties. The reason we are here is this is a very special part of the Indian Ocean. Very few people and the scientists have been here before internationally. And this is also where the 3 major plates join together. So it's a very important geological day. Finally, we are here to study the seismic activities, potential tsunamis, climate change, and as well as the resources from this region for the very first time.
And we know this main area for research is called Makran Trench. And why we chose this place?
So there are many changes in the world. So why Makran? Why not other places? But in fact, we have studied changes in many parts of the world. And yet, Makran is still very important because in other places, the changes could be very deep. Makran is one of the shallowest. So why you have a very shallow change? And the part of that because we have a lot of sediments come from Himalaya. But then we will ask, if you have very shallow change, how it differs from something very deep? The other reasons we are here is here the plates go very gently. So very, very gentle into the place. In other places, it could go very straight. So this is an extreme case, great place to study how a gentle subduction plate could be important in controlling the big scale geology, earthquakes, tsunami, and others.
And you said that research will focus on the potential tsunami in the future. We know that tsunami was caused by huge earthquakes. And in this place, is there any kind of history, in the history there's a big earthquake?
Yes. This is one of the places which has a very long history of earthquakes. For example, the last major earthquake was magnitude 8.1. So how big is 8.1? It's actually slightly bigger than Wenchuan earthquake. The earthquake occurred offshore and in the deep ocean, and so that's why it caused a tsunami. Yeah.
And we are going on the left side of this ship. Would you please give us a brief introduction about this equipment?
Okay, so we are now. This is we are now walking toward the tail of the ship. So we are going to just passing through a lab, in which we are going to show you what the equipment looks like. And so we have many instruments on the ship. One of the major ones is something we call the red color ball, and which is called the ocean bottom seismometer. And then we are going to go into the lab now. I think it's here. Okay, or we can go to the back, and then we can go from the back into the lab. And then we will explain to you what is why ocean bottom seismometers are important.
And now everybody is looking at the Port Karachi. It's a very seldom shots and you can see in Port Karachi because seldom can come to Karachi, and you can see the ships and some birds on the sea. And now we're looking at this kind of equipment. What are they, Professor Ling?
So we have several. You can see that these are the big containers you can see over there. That's called the air compressor. Mm-hmm. The container is called the air compressor. Why do we have an air compressor? Is to make a noise, to make a very precise record of noise, which you will almost once every minute or so. We also call the gun. We call the air gun. So it's going to make one gun, and just about once a minute. And so this big container is something to make the gun, to make the noise.
And why we need this gun for what kind of purpose?
So the purpose is that we want to do a CT scan for Earth. Uh-huh. So how do you do CT scan? If you go to the hospital, you make a CT scan, you have to send a signal to your body. In your body, then the wave is going to transmit into your body. And if there's something underneath that, you can get detected. So what we are looking at here now are the two big balls, and these are floating devices. But the more important ones are these guys. And these guys.
Chains.
Yes, but the most important one is that guy. It's the wire over there. So that's the one we call the air gun. It's a gun. You know, guns like this. You just bang, bang, bang. So the air come from that big compressor. It's going to get into this guy, and then you are at the sea. You can see an air bubble. Now, why do we do this? Because then we make this, and that wave is going to go into the earth and will come back. If there are something interesting, a fault, or hydrocarbon or others, we should be able to see that, and that's why these are important.
And everybody now, and we already invited the Pakistani scientists to come to speak with us, and Mr. Imran. Hello.
Hello.
How this is the first joint expenditure of between China and Pakistan in the northern Indian Ocean, and would you have some comments on this joint research?
It is very historic moment in Pakistan and China, because we are going to start a new adventurous cruise. First time ever Pakistan, China joint Indian Ocean expedition is started today, and we hope the next 21 days which we will spend in the ship are very exciting, and we learn more technology about the Chinese friend, and we learn how to operate the new equipment and geological hazard. We will study the geological hazard of the Makran offshore area, because as you are aware that in Pakistan offshore area, we have two different type of continental shelf areas. One on the eastern side near the border of India, having a lot of sediment deposit there. The source of the sediment is a major river of Pakistan, Indus River. The other area, which is western part of Pakistani coast, that is Makran offshore area. but it's very seismically active area as compared to the Indus continental shelf area is very passive. There is a very less seismic activity is there. But as compared to other area in the Makran offshore area, where we are going to start our journey, our scientific cruise, first time ever, Pakistan and China. That is seismically very active area. As you are aware that three plates, the Eurasian plate in the north, and in the west is the Arabian plate, and the east is the Indian Ocean, an Indian plate. Both two plates collide in this area. The Arabian plate is subducted beneath the Eurasian plate, and that's create, and this subduction take place is very steep, and that's create volcanic activity there and seismically very active area. And there are several types of several occasions we have faced minor and lesser and some major earthquake is there. And we have seen in the past, in 1945, in the tsunami were also recorded in the in this area, and they may create several problems, and the coastal population of the Makran were totally destroyed at that time. And but we are facing some problem due to this volcanic activity, and we are going to explore this area.
So through this research, then the data and the scientific data will be used to help Pakistan to make a kind of alert system before the tsunami coming. And you know, Karachi is a very populated city, so it will to help Karachi to prevent from big tsunami after the big earthquake.
As you are aware that if the tsunami came in the ocean, the great waves create. The tsunami mean is a great waves. It means it is a Japanese word. If you are traveling in the open ocean, the tsunami may create not as dangerous, but when they interact with the land, they create so many problems. And in the Makran area, Karachi is not very far, and only 30 minutes time to reach the tsunami to Karachi. And it is very difficult. It is very difficult to inform the people and local administration to secure themselves, and this maybe it is very difficult because no one can estimate and predict earthquake before, and this area where we are going to start our work is seismically very active region. And I hope after the successful cruise of 21 days, 3 weeks, we will learn much more about the area of the Makran, and also after the cruise we will share some knowledge to each countries which are beneficial for both the countries, Pakistan and China, because we are not a friend, we are brothers. And in future, NIO and SIO and other Chinese scientific organization will cooperate in future in every type of field, and I look forward and best wishes for Dr. Jian Lin and his team and my team. We are both working together and work very hard, inshallah, in
Now we are going to the laboratory in the Shiyan scientific vessel, and there's some equipment that the professors can give us a introduction. Now we are going through this laboratory. Now this is the map of the plates in northern Indian Ocean, and this is main equipment. This time they will release into the sea. And Professor Lin, would you please give us an introduction about this equipment?
So this is what we call as ocean bottom seismometer. And in this seismometer, we basically have a ball. This is a glass ball. Now this glass ball can sustain the water pressure of 6,000 meters. 6,000 meters. And then you can kind of tap on this glass ball. And
very hard.
It's very hard. And then glass ball needs to be perfect. If it's not perfect, it's going to explode. It's not just crack, but exploded. In this board, and then on the top, we have what they call the acoustic sensor. Basically, this is where we communicate with people on land. We say, on the ship, we say, release something, so it's going to send a signal. Now, if you come over here, you can see in this guy, that's a small one. This is called a pressure sensor. This pressure sensor can record a very precise change in the seawater. So, for example, if there's a tsunami coming in, the tsunami wave will come in, but it will not go up very fast. It's going to go gently up and gently down, gently up, and with a period of about 20-30 minutes. So this is a very important guide. Another one I'm going to take around you. If you can come over here. This guy inside that is an antenna. This antenna is going to tell the people on the ship, say, hey, I'm coming back now. So, and try to find me. So this is an antenna. So on the bottom of this, that contains all the batteries. Just batteries. The bigger battery you have, the longer it will last. And this guy does not last that long, but the other one over there, they can last for about 1 year. In the future, we like to have multiple years.
And how this devices can work?
So this is a big ball. This is outside, the orange color here you can see. The outside. So what we are going to do, this is actually a system. It's a two parts. The top part is red and bottom part is going to stay there forever. So we are now going to demonstrate. And when we want this one guy back, the bottom one going to stay down. So we are going to show you how the two can separate. So we have our chief engineer here. I'm just going to show you how it's going to happen. So it's going to pop. It's going to make a noise. So when this pop, we want this thing to separate because this guy, the red ball, can come back. So I'm going to, in this case, I'm going to cut it by hand. But in the ocean, it's going to go by itself. I'm going to cut 3, 2, 1. So now this is pop open. So the middle part then can float by back. So can we lift it up? You and I can lift it up. I can show you. So it's when then it will go all the way to the bottom, to the top of to the surface, and then we are going to have a hook to hook it back to the ship.
But if this accidentally was picked by some fish vessels, then how they give to you?
Oh, we have something marked. We have our telephone number marked there, so we hope it will be back.
Okay. And let's invite both sides scientists to shake hands and wish you big success during this joint research.
Okay. And look forward to work together.
Yeah, okay. Look forward to work together.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And we hope we will enjoy very much.
We will. Thank you.